Hey, welcome to another episode of Geek Money Life, where we talk about money and how to make sense out of your dollars. And so in today's video, I'm going to be talking about a topic that I think a lot of people might be interested in, but a lot of people might not know how to actually get there in the real world. And so what I'm talking about here is how to make $100,000 per year fast. And the reason why I put fast in quotes is you're probably seeing so much marketing content online that talks about how you can make $100,000 or more in a few months, and in some cases even in a few weeks. And I'm here to tell you that 99.9% of times whenever you see this type of messaging and content, it is absolutely false. It is a fantasy, and the vast majority of people are never going to make that type of money in that short amount of time. That is the reality. I've actually tried a lot of these things myself, and I've never had any success trying to follow these get rich quick or get fast money formula. So when I'm talking about fast, I'm not talking about in a few weeks, in a few months, or even a year. What I'm talking about here is more than likely it's going to take you anywhere from 1 to 5 years. Now, I know that sounds like a lot of time, but let me show you some examples of how most people actually make $100,000 or more per year, and then how I've been able to do that myself. And so for the vast majority of people, they get their income from one job. And so if you have one job, in order for you to make $100,000 or more per year, well, typically it's going to take you years and years to accomplish that if you were starting off at maybe like a salary of $50,000 to $60,000 per year. Now, if you're one of the few exceptions that actually started with a high income, then you could get there quicker. But for the vast majority of people, it's going to take anywhere from 5 to 10 years to make that in their single job. And so having a single job is probably the most practical way for most people to make $100,000 per year or more. But the reality is most people won't ever make that. Either they don't have the skills, or they're in a category that pays that much, or they don't really have any control over that because you are working for one job, one business, and in the end, they control how much you're going to get paid, your raises, your promotions, and so forth. And so for most people, that is probably the path that they're going to take to make $100,000 per year or more. But I actually have a different path that I think the vast majority of people can actually achieve versus having the very small exception of people who could do that. So the method that I'm talking about here is having multiple sources of income. So having multiple sources of income can mean a variety of different things. It could mean you having another job, a part-time job, a side gig, freelancing, your own business. There's so many things that actually form a multiple source of income lifestyle, but the general rule is the same. You just have more than one source of income. It's not just one thing, which is your job. And so with that out of the way, how can you actually achieve $100,000 per year or more within 1 to 5 years, which is relatively fast for most people? Well, before we get to that, let's go ahead and talk about how much you need to make per month to actually get $100,000 per year or more. And that number is $8,333 per month. Okay, so if you take that into consideration, and let's just say that you have a job that's paying you $60,000 per year, so that's about $5,000 per month before taxes. So what you would have to do is find other income that's going to pay you an additional $3,333. And so when you look at it like that, it's really not that much more. So if you were able to find a part-time job that pays you $2,000 a month, or ideally the $3,333 per month, you would get there. Or if you can work another job that pays you around the same that you're making right now. So if you were to find another job that pays you $60,000 per year, you're now going to be making $120,000 per year, and there's your $100,000 per year or more income. And I've done this myself. I've actually gotten another full-time job that actually paid me around the same as the current job that I had, and that allowed me to exceed the $100,000 per year. But not only that, but I also do freelancing as well, and I also have other online business income, which leads to the whole multiple source income, which allows me to make the $100,000 or more per year. And so by taking this approach, I think the vast majority of people could see that this is achievable. Because if you're just a normal person who already has a job and you have some skills and experience, then you could kind of think, where else can I apply these skills and experience? Or if you're like me, you might be thinking, what new skills can I learn to earn the additional amount of money that I need to reach this number so that I could reach this $100,000 per year mark? Now, obviously, this is easier said than done, but once you start doing this, it becomes a lot easier. And at least for me, it really changes my mentality overall. So if I ever did need to make more money, I just break it down that way, and it becomes a lot easier for me to achieve these goals. And having this multiple source of income mentality is very powerful, because now not only have you achieved the goal of making $100,000 per year or more, you've achieved the even bigger goal in that you know how to actually earn more income, and you're not dependent on one source of income. So those are my thoughts on how you could realistically make $100,000 or more per year. And this is something that I think the vast majority of people could actually achieve. And the great thing is, you're going to be a lot better off financially if you learn how to do this. So if you actually had any thoughts on this or any other ways in which you reach $100,000 or more per year, be sure to leave that in the comments area below. And if you did enjoy these money videos, I do have an entire playlist. I'll leave that in the description area as well. So as always, if you did get value out of these videos, be sure to share, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you on another episode of Geek Money Life.